It is 5 o'clock, so I call this work session to order. First item on our agenda is the revenue of, a review, not revenue. It's a review of the September agenda items. I'll have a chance to look at that at a time. And any questions on that?
And, are we going to have a vote about the bonds today and a vote on a special session as well?
Not on both. We're going to talk about that
Okay.
on our, well, we can talk about it now, actually,
That was the only
because that's
question I
part of
had.
the minutes for the review.
Which one?
Who's asking if we're going to vote on the bond?
Are you talking about the bond proceeds?
Yeah.
For the
But
fields?
there's also one on the same thing. I thought was the same thing. That's the reason I'm asking for Thursday.
So
Special session.
Thursday, if I understand correctly, is to accept the bid, the low bid.
He did include that in his email.
Okay.
But we
Yeah.
added it to the.
So this is to reappropriate the funds out of the bond.
Okay.
And then the second is to accept the bids for them to actually do the work,
So Thursday's the bid. All right. Thank you.
which the bids have been received. I mean,
I saw that. Yeah, I saw them.
Okay, but so for the resolution that we put off for 2 weeks, the 08-25-2025A, we're going to vote on that tonight, correct? I mean, what we
Yes,
have
on
down
there.
here,
for a vote, yeah.
okay, which the bond proceeds would be to, I mean, it needs to be explained a little bit more on here to the public.
Which Hayes
Do you
is
have-
right there. Hayes might want to do that.
Yeah, I'll ask him to do it.
Y'all don't want to consider pushing it off again?
I don't think we need to push it off again. I mean, well, we said last time that we would move it to this meeting.
Right.
That was what was suggested, so.
And I think the purpose of that was so it could be done during the off season, so they could get the work done during the off season, was the explanation that those guys gave. That if I think they had to have it before the end of September so they could get the equipment in, or the product in and get the work done before spring sports start.
That was my understanding also, that the timing was crucial because of
If we
getting
get-
it done before spring, if we decide to do it,
That's right.
if we vote to do it. Brian Hayes, when we get to the bond proceeds resolution, will you read it, or do you have anything to say about it? I feel like we need to have more. Well, we've also got it on this agenda.
The resolution's
The
on there for
resolution's on
today.
this
The
agenda.
bond acceptance is on there for Thursday.
Not the last one.
Not the
Table
bond
it to this one.
acceptance.
Yeah, we
The
tabled it to
bid
this.
acceptance. I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
I can read it again, or table it. Some of the people.
What do y'all
And
want
then
to,
you can take it up Thursday with everybody here.
how's
me.
not going to be here?
So they're out.
What would y'all like to do? I mean, I know I can make that decision, but I'd like your input. Do you want to table it?
My input is to push
To push it till Thursday.
or later.
You'd like it to be-
I mean,
So,
we can do it Thursday. that's
so I
fine.
can table it until Thursday,
Yeah, you have to bring it up and then table it, because it was tabled to this one. So you have to
Right,
bring it up.
but I don't have to have a vote to table it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we need a
do.
vote.
Motion to vote.
Yeah,
Yeah,
motion to table it,
okay,
and then put it on the agenda for Thursday.
because we
Not
did,
to say how's not important, but there is before y'all here, so.
And I can, I just don't think I can make it, but miracles do happen. We'll see.
and- all right, so,
Probably no time to do it.
all right. What I was wanting to, because we do have a lot of resolutions and recognitions, so I was going to see who wanted to read what. The declaring certain property listed under assets of the Helena Fire Department. Who would like to read that one?
Or no, that's more you,
I
Chris.
don't mind doing that.
Okay, so that's going to be you. All right.
And you have Charlie.
I'm going to do the Miss Shelby County. It is Miss Shelby County's team. I looked that up.
Do you want me to do the backup election manager?
That'd be great. Okay.
If you're having problems printing it, I'm not going to read it from the email.
I've got my copy of it here.
Okay. I may ask you for that.
Okay. Brian, will you do the accepting of the settlement terms?
Yeah, it's a basic resolution.
Right. I was just kind of divvying out who read what. You're okay with that? All right. Did you say no, that we do not have anyone that's going to be here for the Cancer Awareness Month? Okay. So that proclamation needs to be read. You have it, right? Okay, I'll do it. And then the Constitution Week, you think someone's going to be here?
She should be here. She said she might be a little late. But she might be
Okay.
here.
All right.
But yeah, I've got both of those ready.
We've got a public comment. All right. Anything else?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
She's got all of them. And I need the gynecological, I ain't gonna say gynecological, which I have a hard time saying. Okay, so we've got that all divvied out so our agenda is set. Everybody's good? Yeah, all right. Okay, moving right along, then our next is our update from our council boards and committee business. Who would like to go first?
The farmer's market has another pop-up market coming in October. I don't see them in the audience
Pop-up market
for the farmer's market.
when is that gonna be? You're looking.
I am looking. I'll give that to you. Linda, is there anything for the History Council to discuss?
I talked with Myers Street Service and they have no backlog right now, so they told us that they get other, that they give us an official date in September for sure. The access free.
And that date for the farmer's market is October the 25th at the amphitheater from 8 to noon.
October 25th,
Mhm.
8 to 12, the amphitheater. That's the farmer's pop-up market, which, okay. Chris Willis, do you have anything? Okay. Well, there's a couple of things that I wanted to bring up, and this may not be the right place to put it, but I'm going to put it in here anyway. One, the pumpkin house. The beautification board usually does that, which I know those pumpkins have to be ordered. Is anybody from the beautification board here?
If you'd like to, I can message the beautification board and check and see if there's a plan for that.
Because I personally, I like it. I think it's a very attractive thing.
They've been ordered and the order was cut in half.
I'm sorry.
Say
what?
that again.
They've been ordered and the order was cut in half from last year.
Okay, because we had too many pumpkins? Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much.
So that was my main concern. If somebody had ordered them, do we have any idea when they'll be here?
I do not know that answer, sorry.
Okay, okay. And I'm asking that because my teen council usually helps, so I need to get them on the books too, to help to put it up. And Jason, it affects Jason because he has to do all the hard work. So if y'all find,
Jack will be in touch.
if y'all find out, let us know. So either, because I was just curious about that. And this is probably not the right place for me to bring this up, but I think the city should consider buying the oversold building. I think we could turn it into our teen center that I've been wanting us to pursue. I'm just throwing that out there. I think the city needs to own that property. The parking would help us out. I think it's something for us to maybe to consider.
I think along those lines, of course, it's always money.
Always.
And that we have so many things in front of us. But I would say that I wish we had bought it the first time it went off, because that could actually make the that ramp that's so difficult for people in walkers and wheelchairs be able to get down there a little bit better. To see it owned it the first time. So if there's a way financially, that'd be great.
Well, I mean, I know this is premature, but I'm just wanting to throw that out there because I would like to see us consider that.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
You know, because if you listen to me, the one thing I've been advocating is for the teens to have their own space. So that could be, it wouldn't be just for the teens, but it could be their teen center, right? And they could, because they want a place to gather. And so, like I said, I would like for that to be kind of put in people's minds for that. All right. Any other updates from council boards or committee business?
Can Roser come up and speak for the hot board,
Yes.
the committee reports?
Yes, please.
So hot board, I'll be resigning in about 45 minutes from the hot board, this will be my last official act. But we do have our next event starts at 2:30, gates open at 2:30. We'll have dash hound racing, Stein Boys team, and then Texas Club will provide that. I just want to say publicly that there's been no greater reward that I've ever worked on. So really enjoyed my 5 years with my board, and sadly, doing that up right now. So there you go.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank y'all.
You can always volunteer to put up tents.
Oh, I'm going to do the same thing. The only thing that
You
changes,
just-
I won't be-
You just be
I
volunteering.
won't be voting.
Speaking of hot board, I know we've had one application. We haven't had but one, two, we have three now. I know we have 3 openings, but I've only seen one application.
We've only got one.
So if anybody knows someone that,
It's open.
yeah, it's
but I think
open,
we've only got one.
Right.
That I've seen.
that I've seen
Would
too.
you throw out that link one more time for it, or just want people to go out there so it can be shared?
Yep.
Thank you.
I mean, it's a job that they love, but it's a hard job, I know.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's one of those, if you start volunteering, you'll keep on volunteering.
Okay, well, the mayor is not here tonight, so we do not have a mayor's update unless he told you something to say. He did not give me anything. All right, next we have Jill Jones, and she's with BCD USA, and Jill is here. Jill, if you want to come up and address us, please. I'm sorry, what? That'd be fine. I mean, we just want you to be able to be heard, so this is our work session, so it's rather informal. But we'd like the audience to be able to hear you too, so. You want me to time you for 8 minutes? So I'm
I
kidding.
know.
I'm kidding.
Don't do that. You'll make me nervous. Thank you, everybody, for listening and for having me here this evening. I normally, whenever I do any public speaking, I don't read because I tend to get a little robotic, but this is such a big topic, I decided to type all my words out very carefully. My name is Jill Jones. I'm a local greenhouse and native plant specialist and an avid gardener for pollinators. And I've transformed my yard here in Helena into a certified wildlife habitat through the National Wildlife Federation. I'm here because I love this city and all of our living neighbors, both the people and the creatures that have been on this land since long before humans ever lived here. And because I want effective mosquito management that protects public health, our wildlife, and the Cahaba River. On multiple warm mornings just as the sun comes up, right as our children wait on the sidewalk for their school buses, and as soon as the familiar daily hover and buzz of life itself begins amongst the flowers that fill my yard, I've witnessed the city mosquito fogging truck spray throughout our neighborhood. Within minutes, bees are seizing and contorting. Small beneficial insects suddenly lose the ability to fly. Caterpillars cannot hold on to their host plants and they fall to the ground. All are dead within a couple of hours. I've walked my gardens after the spring to find dead bees scattered on the soil and down our driveway. As I roam my yard to survey the casualties, I wipe away tears and I notice I still have to swat away mosquitoes. They are the only insects that seem to survive the spraying. Helena's current mosquito fogging product is Aqua Control 3030 by Masterline and Viceris, and its active ingredients are permethrin and pyperonyl butoxide. The label warns that aspiration can lead to lung damage or death due to chemical pneumonia. In lab studies on rats, symptoms of excessive exposure to this pesticide include irregular and rattled breathing, unconsciousness, other central nervous system effects, and increased organ weight. The federal label also states that Aqua Control pesticide is highly toxic to bees and is extremely toxic to aquatic organisms, including fish and aquatic invertebrates, things like snails, mussels, clams, and crayfish, all of which are vital filters to freshwater ecosystems, a crucial food source, and indicators of overall water health. The label restricts use over or near water and warns about drift. Scientifically, truck-mounted ULV, which is ultra-low volume fogging from the trucks, is intended to do one thing: kill flying adult mosquitoes that pass through the pesticide cloud. It does not touch eggs nor larvae, so it doesn't solve the problem. The effects are short-lived and highly weather-dependent. If droplets don't meet flying adults, there's little impact. Meanwhile, collateral risks are real. extension guidance shows ULV pesticide droplets can settle on flowering plants and harm beneficial insects. Monarch butterflies and other non-targets can be affected days after applications in drift zones. All of this is troubling anywhere, but Helena sits on the Cahaba River, part of the Mobile River Basin that flows to the Mobile-Tensaw Delta, often called America's Amazon. Not just Alabama, but America's Amazon, for its extraordinary biodiversity. What we put in our air can end up in our water and downstream food webs. So here's a better path: evidence-based, public health first, and pollinator safe. 1. Adopt integrated pest management. It's called IPM, Integrated Pest Management. It is backed by the CDC, the Environmental Protection Agency, and the American Mosquito Control Association as best practice. IPM consists of surveillance, source reduction, and education first, using fogging only as a last resort when disease thresholds are met. IPM incorporates efficacy checks when spraying is deemed necessary. For example, are biting rates and vector species actually reduced? IPM calls for surveillance-driven decisions rather than blindly mass spraying. 2. Target the larva, not the whole city. Shift effort and budget to larval control in the form of BTI. BTI is an abbreviation for Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis, a naturally occurring soil bacterium. BTI targets only mosquito larvae in water, and it is harmless to bees, fish, other wildlife, pets, and humans. It is available in tablets called dunks for small-scale use and in various forms for large-scale use like aerial spray, truck-mounted spray like what we currently use, but instead you could put the BTI in it. Liquid hand spraying, dunks, and briquettes. Mosquitoes are drawn to the BTI-treated water, lay their eggs, and then the cycle ends when the larva ingest the target-specific bacterium. 3. Protect people, pollinators, and water health. If adulticidal spraying is deemed necessary, no spraying during pollinator foraging hours, no spraying near blooming corridors or near water, and strictly follow the adulticide label regarding drift and weather restrictions. Notify the public 24 to 48 hours ahead of spraying and provide opt-out registry for medically sensitive and pollinator-dense properties. The CDC and Environmental Protection Agency emphasize minimizing standing water as the first line of defense. Helena can promote citywide dump and drain days, offer tire amnesty, because properly disposing of old tires prevents them from becoming breeding grounds, provide consistent communication about private property hotspots like clogged gutters, and offer encouragement or initiative to plant native plants, which provide habitat to natural predators of mosquitoes. Finally, let's align our identity with our values. Become a Bee City USA community. Bee City USA unites people to make their communities better for pollinators, in particular native bees, by adding high-quality habitat and reducing pesticides. Bee City USA and Bee Campus USA are initiatives of the Xerces Society for Invertebrate Conservation. The steps are straightforward. Pass a resolution, appoint a pollinator committee, create and implement a pollinator-friendly IPM and pesticide reduction plan, host at least one public education event annually, and report progress each year. Many Alabama communities are taking this path, like Mountain Brook, Pelham, Samford University, and UAB campus. Helena can too. I was encouraged by a council member to share this analogy used to highlight the difference between managed honeybees, which are actually a Eurasian species, they're not native, versus our threatened native bee populations. And this is the analogy. Raising honeybees to save the bees is like raising chickens to save the birds. It's not a widely cited quote with a single author, but rather a concept that gained traction in the 2010s with the Save the Bees movement. I have nothing against honeybees. It is important to appreciate the difference in the discussion of conservation, however. Alabama is home to around 400 species of native bees, many of which are threatened or endangered. We also host 150 species of butterflies and over 1,000 species of moths. All of the caterpillars from both of these groups, the butterflies and moths, are baby bird food. Baby birds cannot eat seed. Parent birds feed their babies squishy, nutrient-dense caterpillars, which can only exist if their native host plants are present. For example, milkweed for monarch caterpillars. So my requests this evening are: 1. Enact a temporary pause on citywide ULV fogging. 2. Draft an IPM ordinance codifying surveillance thresholds, BTI first larval control, public notification, and opt-out of any spraying deemed necessary, and water and pollinator protection buffers. 3. Begin the Bee City USA certification process this quarter. And 4. Plant as many native plants in Helena as we possibly can throughout downtown and encouraged in private citizens' landscaping. This will create a stable food web that supports pollinators, native wildlife, and natural predators of mosquitoes. Helena can do better, we can be safer, we can lead the way, so that when our children wait for the bus each morning, they'll hear the hum of pollinators, not the silence of chemicals. Helena can protect people from mosquitoes and preserve the living web that makes this place home. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a few questions.
Okay.
Well, like Jason, one of the things he suggested is our temporary pause on fogging. Do we have any fogging scheduled for any? When is that? What, do you know what day we have scheduled? Okay,
Jason, is there a spraying schedule between two periods of months? Is there a time where y'all stop spraying?
Like a year at a time.
Yeah, I mean, is there a time that when you don't do it anymore?
Normally the last week of this month.
Thank you.
September, okay.
Start back in spring.
So, okay, you said Pelham, are they a Bee City USA?
Yes. And Mountain Brook.
Um,
What's the increased cost of going to
yeah, that's
this,
what I'm,
this other?
I'm not a pesticide professional. I'm a native plant specialist and pollinator specialist, so I don't know money numbers with it, but I would imagine that it would be comparable, if not cheaper, to what is already being done, because it's basically just switching the chemical being used to BTI instead of the Aqua Control 3030.
Chemical price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alice was asking about Pelham. That's the first thing I thought was if Pelham has done it,
Yeah.
that'd be great to go and ask
Yeah.
them how much it was,
right.
how they do the transition, all that.
See, that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
that would be a good source.
Yeah.
Sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Another committee to
Yeah.
start working toward this.
Yeah.
And stuff.
See if they have a committee on-
How long does it, like you said, for us to begin becoming a Bee City USA, get our certification, about how long does that take?
From my understanding of it, probably within a 6-month or so time frame. I'm not positive, to be honest.
Aggressive, we could possibly hit it by next spring or summer.
I would imagine so. I'm
Very aggressive. with
I'm
that.
not a pro on that either. I'm
Right, I know.
I'm the
no,
Lorax. I
but-
speak for the
Whether you
trees.
realize it or not, though, we're looking at you to help us to
Yeah.
get more information.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah.
You know, to help us with this, because,
Yeah, I will. I'll figure it out for you.
you know,
Yeah.
I would think that speaking with, see, I don't know, who would that fall under? I don't, like, which department would that fall
From-
under?
What I've read,
Jason?
I think typically the city will designate somebody that's already on something like the beautification board or public works or something, and then they work as the liaison and become the Bee City head, and then they form the Bee City committee. Mhm. And the Bee City designation is more just, I mean, it's great, you know, it makes the city look good and it does genuinely good things, but it's a framework. It shows you what, you know, the amount of native plants that is a good goal to plant, and it teaches you about which pesticide alternatives you can get into versus
Well, I think
mass
it's
spraying.
right. As you know, our government, we're in a 2-month period of transition.
Yes.
But I would like to see, why couldn't we put out something on our website, to see if anybody is interested in being part of a committee to start working toward this?
Mhm.
That we could get, you know, the public to see somebody back there
Mhm.
doing that, you know, because
Mhm.
Jennifer, I know, because I feel like I personally, this is my personal opinion, I feel like it's a very important thing
Yeah.
for us to do. So, with the rest of it, what do y'all think would be one of our first steps? To me, we need people to be interested in
Mhm.
Sorry.
My first thought was instead of pausing stuff at the end of this month,
Mhm.
use that period to start the establishment. That way we do it now. We wouldn't need to pause it at the end of this month.
Right, we would have to pause that, but it is, but I'm talking about getting, like putting out there for people that are interested in being part of this.
Mhm.
Which, to me, it kind of falls under beautification to a certain extent, because,
Yeah, I'll get the picture.
Yeah, I was talking to Jill before this too, and I was gonna talk to Dan after this meeting. They have that, in front of the library where they got all the posters and about getting plants in there. I was thinking it would make a great location for a pollinator garden if Dan's okay with that, and maybe beautification could help.
it'd be a place to get started.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be great if we could get a name from Helen,
Okay,
because that would be a great source of information.
okay.
But yeah, Jill, I'll send you, I saw your email, because of the package. I'll send you an email, and I will also give you Rivers and Trails.
Because like I said, my personal opinion, I think it's very important. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people may think it's a small thing, but when the bees are gone. it's just
Yeah,
a small
I
thing.
think people just don't realize
We
the
appreciate you
impact.
doing
Yeah,
it. I'm glad you and I talked.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything to add? Does anybody in the audience have something they'd like to ask Jill? Because this is kind of, it involves all of us.
It's a big topic.
The big topic on Facebook, posted a letter to City Hall, you gave them, wow, what kind of response did you get back?
So I have sent 2 letters in. Let's see. The first one was this time last year. They, at that point, put us on the no spray list, but our neighborhood itself was still being sprayed. So they weren't directly spraying our house. But even still, I'm just up early, more than most people are. And so I was out in my driveway back in July. And the truck came in. It did not spray in front of our house at all. It went all the way down in the cul-de-sac and only sprayed for maybe 5 or 10 seconds. And then, me being who I am, I waved him down and said, "Stop, please stop." He stopped and drove away. But still, within an hour, all of my bees were dead, butterflies. There was nothing flying except the mosquitoes. And that wasn't even directly on my yard. So at that point, I sent that letter, and Jason was very helpful and empathetic and willing to listen. And because of us being on the no spray list, still not being enough to keep it from killing all of my bees and things, he said that we would stop spraying in that general area unless we got a complaint. And I think one other issue, if we're not able for some reason to go through with the full Bee City USA thing or switch to BTI, which should be doable, but if not, I think at the very least the public needs to have very clear access to when this is happening and where it's happening, because most people don't know, and they don't want mosquitoes. I don't either. Nobody wants mosquitoes, so everybody says, "Oh well, let's spray." They want it done, but they don't know what it's doing. They don't know that it's not very effective. They don't know there's alternatives. They don't know when it's being done. So
Kind of the drain. A few years ago, we did have quite a few people who were questioning what was coming out of the sprayer, but they had to be responsible by children.
yes,
And the issues with the insects,
yeah,
and that the city had told us that the stuff coming out of the sprayers was good stuff, not the bad stuff. I think that's-
Well, I think that this is something for us to pursue, and I think trying to get some information, like I said, from Palomar and Evergreen City would be a start.
yeah.
Sounds like to me we have some interest from the public to start working on this, and so I think this is a start.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jill, for coming and talking to us.
I have one other
Okay,
question.
wait a minute.
Just, hey, Jason, I wanted to ask, are we spraying around Buck Creek or the Cahaba right now? Okay, I
That's
just wanted to
good.
make sure.
That's good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank y'all. I do. I brought a bag full of all kinds of little pamphlets and native plant books. If y'all want to pass them around and just look, if we were to plant some native plants in town, you could see some of the options that we could start pollinator gardens and whatnot with. Just if that's okay
Yeah, I
for
would-
everybody to pass them
I
around.
would like to get one.
Okay.
And we could put them where people could pick some up if you wanted.
Sure. Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
Okay. Next on our agenda is review and discussion of the fiscal year 26 budget. Big area. This one, you have anything to say on?
I had a couple of,
What?
I had a couple of things that I was concerned about on that, and one was the new pay scale.
The pay scale?
That, and I don't know how much you guys have looked at that, but there are some large increases in some areas and not so many in others. It almost looks like it's whack, and I would propose, yeah, it's very skewed. I would propose that we approve the budget using our current pay scale and just allow a step and a 2 or 3% COLA, whatever y'all are amenable to.
Yeah,
And
let
allow the-
next council do it.
Let the mayor and the next council work with the department heads on a pay scale that works for their departments. I don't think that's fair to pass a, not comfortable with either.
I agree.
It's a substantial amount of money.
It is. So we would, is there any other, I mean, we did a lot on the budget last time. I mean, we stayed here till 9:30, and I appreciate everybody doing that.
One of
Pay
the,
scale was the main thing that I was concerned about.
that was a huge thing.
That was the huge thing.
Balancing the budget out is going to be another thing. Trying to figure out where, one thing that is in here, the 1 cent fund is utilized. Mike's not working. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Pull up closer. Or you're going to use this one?
But I do think only a portion of the 1 cent expenditure is in this budget and it's balanced out. So that's something we're gonna have to dig into and figure that out. I do think that we need to go back to the police and fire chief's recommendations for help they asked for 5 fire and 4 police. And there was additional personnel in there on top of what they actually asked for. So I think we should go back to their request. And that's gonna cut out a little bit as well.
I agree with that also.
Yeah, that's probably the highest priority right now.
Sorry, what?
I agree. That's probably the highest priority now.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make sure they get what they need, but I don't think we need to go ahead and jump over that,
I agree.
not knowing if this budget's going to balance it.
Right. Okay, and I would say we would discuss this on Thursday, but I don't know that the budget will be worked on to be completely balanced by Thursday.
I think it's going to have to pass on the 22nd.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't want the budget be voted on a special session.
Oh, no, I don't either.
Well,
And so there is a possibility we may have to have some special call meetings after the 22nd. We can't reach a consensus on that. Sounds like to me the three of us are in agreement, though, about the salary. for that.
I agree.
I do too. And that was the biggest thing that I saw as well. Right. Anything else on the budget for this work session?
I would,
Not really make a motion, but I would suggest that we include the current pay scale, the 3% cost of living and step adjustments if they're eligible by the department.
So where do we need to bring that in?
I'm just saying that's
It's
for
not
a
really
Revised copy.
for the
budget, that's what I would
revised
propose.
Yeah. And the set, 3%.
3% cost of living, and then if they have a step raise, yeah. If they're
I think that's,
eligible.
I agree.
And that's just a proposal, that's not set in stone.
Right.
That would be my proposal.
Yeah. And also we could, I don't know if 3% is now the sort of the standard now. If that's, yeah, I think if, that's gone up. But yeah, I agree. And I would be willing to look at a higher than 3%.
I'm fine with that too. That was just kind of
To
a,
look at a higher than 3%.
Yeah, with inflation and everything, I would think that, 3% isn't standard anymore.
Somewhere, someone was talking about 2.5 was standard, but I'm not sure where I got that.
and Madison, if you can let us know what each percent cost of living is on the budget, like percent is.
Not like in total, not just in total,
Like if we
Madison.
give 1% cost of living, it's going to be $150,000.
Yeah, on the, just the totals. of her- I would say 2, 3, and 4. Does that sound? Huh?
I wouldn't do two.
Don't even do 2?
I wouldn't
He-
consider two.
Right. Don't even bother with 2, he says. Well, I mean, I'm,
just saying, based
So
on her
percent, if it's 100%.
we can figure out, you know, 400.
right, that's true. Okay, thank you, Madison, that would be great to do that. All right, anything else? Any other business we need to cover? Brian Hayes, you've been providing other business for this work session?
I'm not taking one.
You like being quiet? Okay, then our next regularly scheduled meeting is September 22nd at work session at 5 and council meeting at 6 right now. Okay, we do, it has been, we have been asked, it's been requested that we have a special call meeting on Thursday, uh, 11th, yeah, September the 11th. I know you said you cannot be here.
Very unlikely.
I don't know about, I believe Andy will be back.
Yeah, I think Andy did respond.
Yeah, he said he was fine with that.
Okay.
We can tentatively set it and then
Right.
cancel it if we don't need it.
And I think there has been some discussion about people not being able to find it on our website, but I was able to find it for the last one. So we will make sure it's there over 24 hours, or at least 24 hours in advance. But as it stands right now, we will plan on having one at 5:30.
So let's do 5.
I know, I'm asking them, I can be here
Let's just do 5 and get it over with.
5 o'clock. Look at you, not be here. We can typically say 5, you know.
3 a.m. for you is good.
Huh? Okay. I'm just wondering if,
Looks like you're gonna need that
well,
resolution as well
because
as acceptance of
Andy
bids.
and Laura cannot be here until 5:30, would not have a
That's
quorum,
fine.
so I'll check.
Okay.
I'll check with them
Yeah.
tomorrow.
That's
See.
fine.
Well, I don't know if I can check with Andy, but I'll check with Laura.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, then I will adjourn this work session. Council will meet at 6. Okay, good.
I remember she was
Hey, guys. Whoa, I know. Did I do that? No, well, it's crazy.
Test.
Madison, when I read this, I'll give it back down to you. The absence, everybody signed, so. I don't know if I signed everything. Okay. Yeah, I'm still. I'm gonna be sociable. Yeah.
Come on down. Okay, it is 6 o'clock. I call this council meeting to order. Please bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask for your blessing as we gather for this meeting tonight. Please unite our hearts and minds for the common purpose of doing what is best for our city. Grant us the wisdom to work together effectively and with clarity. Give us insight so we may value each person's perspective and ideas. We ask you to guide our discussions and actions that they may honor you and serve our shared goals of making decisions that are in the best interest of Helena. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, if you will stand for the prayer, we have two teen council kids going to lead us, Natalie Morris and Reagan Cottingham.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, girls. Roll call vote. Roll call. Madison.
Here.
Here.
Here. All right, we have a quorum, barely, but we have a quorum. All right. First item on our agenda is the presentation of the minutes from the August 25th meeting, the September 2nd meeting. Why do we have second and third meeting? Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Second was okay. So all the minutes from August 25th, September 2nd, and September 3rd.
Did you say you need a separate vote on each?
Each one of them, don't we?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from August 25th, 2025.
I'll second.
All right, we've had a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from 9/2/2025.
I second.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, and last,
Yeah, keep going.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from 9/3/2025.
I'll second.
We've had a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, so presentation of all the minutes are approved. Next is our revenue report and bill payment. Again, we got that from Rachel at the end of last week, and you've had a chance to look at it. Any questions or discussions on that?
I motion we approve.
I'll second.
We've had a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we're going to pay our bills. Next is the municipal operations report from the mayor, and he is not here, and he did not give me anything to tell y'all, so we will skip over that. Next is we have a recognition, a letter of commendation from the fire department. So Chief Miller, I'll turn that over to you.
So once again, these instances are rare when somebody's life is changed by actions that we've taken, and I mean drastically. The chances of reviving somebody after an episode of cardiac arrest, as you know, it's 10% at most. But when you live in a community where we have individuals who are trained and prepared and they're willing to jump in there at a moment's notice to help, we have instances like this. This is the second time, and Miss Becky was gracious enough to make it out and well enough to make it out tonight, and we appreciate that. And but we want to recognize everybody here for their efforts and making this all happen. And I even have something else for the people. We have one who's currently out on call right now. He will be back. Jonathan Haywood, letter of commendation. Yeah. Take a picture. Make it out. Colby Faulkner, paramedic Colby Faulkner. Josh Ford, firefighter Josh Ford, advanced EMT. Lieutenant Dale Smedley. And this is really another one here. Miss Brandy Robinson. Mr. Denson Moore, come here. You too. So the big goal when somebody suffers from cardiac arrest is that CPR started as soon as possible. Mr. Moore here is paramedic at his job. And when it's your family members that are involved, it takes even more reserve, even more of a capacity to jump in and help. Obviously, he did that. So if it wasn't for you two, the outcome may have been dramatically different, completely different, no matter what we did. And you know that, and I know that. So I couldn't let it go by without recognizing you two as well, because I know it's not easy at all. So if we could just give those guys.
He sets the wheels in motion really years before this ever happened. Randy and Vince going into their training. These guys came up training and honing their craft. I happened to be home that day. That typically on Monday, I'm off. I'm typically not off. Had I not been there that day, we wouldn't have had the outcome. If these guys not been here, we wouldn't have had the outcome. These guys were Johnny on the spot. Performed admirably. A couple people that aren't here that deserve some recognition. There's an officer Rutledge with the police department. kept me in check downstairs that I'm losing my mind while these two were upstairs working on my wife. He deserves all the credit in the world too. He was a big part of it. He wasn't active upstairs, but came in professionally, kept me out of everybody's hair, talked me down off the ledge. The 911 operator who I called, I honestly don't even remember talking to her. I made the phone call, but she got these guys here like lickety split. These guys were out on the call when the call went in, so they were local and available. And literally, you can take any piece of this puzzle out of the mix, and my wife is not sitting here right now. So, I don't know if you guys are believers or not, but I certainly am. So I give all the grace and glory to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and you guys are a blessing in my life, the rest of my life, as well as these two. My daughter and my future son-in-law. So I just appreciate the efforts of everyone. And I'm glad you guys are getting the recognition that you are getting. I don't know if there's anybody over here with the police department. If somebody can get it. Officer Rutledge deserves one of these commendations just as much as everybody else, because it's all, you're only strong for your weakest link. Ratcliffe? Okay. Ratcliffe. But, yeah, I owe a lot to him as well. So, we're definitely blessed to have these folks in our community, and they deserve another round of applause if you ask me.
I'm going to give it to Griffin here in a little bit. That's it.
Oh, okay. You're going to step out there? We'll let you. So. It's always so heartwarming to see that. Next on our agenda is Resolution 0825-2025A, the bond proceeds.
I'd like to make a motion, we table this resolution.
I'll second.
Okay, we've had a motion to table. Roll call vote, Madison?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So this will be tabled to a next meeting.
Until you untable it.
I'm sorry, what?
Until it's untabled, doesn't it?
Until it's
Right.
untabled. Yes, I shouldn't say to indefinitely, yes. Next is Resolution 0908-2025, declaring certain property listings under assets of the Helena Fire Department. Chris Willis, I believe you're going to read that.
I do. Whereas the city of Helena has certain items of personal property which are no longer needed for public or municipal purposes, and whereas Section 114356 of the Alabama Code of 1975 authorized the municipal governing body to dispose of unneeded personal property, now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Helena, Alabama as follows. Section 1 is hereby established and declared that the following property owned by the City of Helena, Alabama is not needed for public or municipal use and hereby declared surplus property. 6 Zoll monitors with the corresponding serial numbers. Section 2, that the City Council or designated representative is hereby authorized and directed to sell by way of public internet auction, trade in for value, or dispose of said items not sold. That's all. And I'll make a motion that we approve this resolution.
I'll second.
All right, we've had a motion and a second to approve this. Roll call vote, Madison?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so that is done. All right. Next, we have Resolution 0908-2025A, and I'm going to come down to that microphone to read it.
Yeah. Do you want to make a motion for Charlie?
No.
And then she,
I thought I could do it without my glasses, but I can't. Okay. This resolution reads, is honoring Charlie Reed, Miss Shelby County's Teen 2026. Whereas Charlie Reed was crowned Miss Shelby County's Teen as of July of this year, representing the pillar of the crown, scholarship, service, style, success, and sisterhood. Whereas through her dedication to academic excellence as a senior at Helena High School, and through her leadership by participating in programs such as the City of Helena Teen Council, and as a 2025 graduate of Youth Leadership Shelby County. Whereas through her community service, volunteering with organizations such as Mitchell's Place, Culture City, and Best Buddies. And whereas Charlie has exemplified the values of the Miss Alabama and the Miss America's Teen organization and continues to inspire young women throughout her community. Whereas Charlie has shown passion for her community initiative, Charlie's Champions, an organization dedicated to increasing awareness to invisible disabilities while creating equal opportunities and resources for anyone affected. Whereas her commitment to personal growth, civic engagement, and empowering others reflects the highest standards of character and ambition. Whereas Charlie has served as a positive role model while demonstrating exceptional poise, talent, and intellect throughout the competition. And whereas this accomplishment has brought her honor and pride to the community of Helena, Alabama. Therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and the city council of Helena, Alabama, that we do hereby recognize and honor Charlie Reed for her exceptional achievement of being named Miss Shelby County's Teen 2026. See, I start crying.
No, don't cry.
It will be adopted this 8th day of September 2025. Before it's official, though, I will call for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve Resolution 0908-2025A.
I'll second.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second. Roll call vote, Madison. Yes.
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 All right. This is all for you, baby. We're so proud of you. Back up here. All right. Next on our agenda is Resolution 0908-2025B, which is backup election manager and absentee election manager. And I believe, Hal, you're going to read that.
Sure. Whereas a runoff municipal election will be held Tuesday, September the 23rd, 2025, whereas City Clerk Madison Harris was appointed to perform all election and absentee duties by Resolution 0623-2025A and Ordinance 1013-2025, respectively, and whereas City Clerk Madison Harris will be out of the office September the 12th through 19th, and there's a need for a backup election manager and the absentee election manager during her absence. So now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council and the City of Helena, Alabama, that Kim Rowland, Amanda Treywick, and Rachel Miller be appointed to step in as backup manager and/or absentee election manager as needed while the city clerk is out of office and unable to perform her duties for the runoff election on September the 23rd, 2025.
I will entertain a motion.
I motion that we approve this resolution.
I'll second.
All right, we've had a motion and a second to approve this resolution. Roll call vote, Madison?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, moving right along. Next, we have Resolution 0908-2025C, which is accepting settlement terms between the Pelham Board of Education, Helena Utilities, and the City of Helena. Brian Hayes, I believe you're going to kind of hit the highlights of that for us. I think it's
read it
rather
first?
long, isn't it?
It's long. Do you want me to read the resolution?
Yes,
first
read
and
the
then
resolution
highlights?
first and then the highlights.
Whereas the Utilities Board of the City of Helena, the Pelham Board of Education, and the City of Helena have entered into mediation to resolve issues between them, and whereas the Utilities Board of the City of Helena, the Pelham Board of Education, and the City of Helena have reached a mutually beneficial agreement resolving all issues. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Helena, Alabama, that the mayor is authorized to execute on behalf of the City of Helena a certain agreement between the Utilities Board of the City of Helena, the Pelham Board of Education, and the City of Helena. That's the resolution. The nuts and bolts of it, Pelham Board of Ed, we went into mediation several months ago. You're aware of that. Pelham Board has approved, Utilities Board has approved. It's on Helena now. we retain, it was over a land issue, if you remember. We retained roughly 80% of the land in the city limits of the city of Helena. The city is paying zero, and this entire case will be dismissed. Supreme Court, lower level, everything else. So it's a very good outcome for the city. It's, you know, and you will be getting from the Pelham Board of Education, either this council or the next council, a formal request to de-annex a small portion of it that they built into a field. So the correct process will be followed.
Great. Thank you.
That's a great outcome. Thank you for negotiating that for the
Yes.
city.
I know it took a lot of work for that. Okay, with that, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 0908-2025C, accepting the settlement terms.
I'll second.
All right, we've had a motion and a second. Roll call vote, Madison?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So,
And you got the next one, then I'm the one after that.
oh, I'm sorry, what?
You got your next one, then I'm the one after.
Oh, so you're,
I'm not going to walk back.
we're all having to do several duties this time, aren't we? Okay. Next on our agenda is the proclamation for Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm going to read that proclamation. Recognizing September 2025 as Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas gynecological cancers are among the leading cancer killers of women in the United States, and more than 125,000 women will be diagnosed and more than 33 women will die from these diseases this year, and the absence they leave in our hearts will be deeply felt forever. And whereas the Laura Crandall Brown Foundation and their A State of Teal initiative brings awareness of all gynecological cancers to the people throughout the state of Alabama, and whereas the good health and well-being of women in our state and the city of Helena are enhanced by increasing awareness of gynecological cancers and their symptoms and treatments. And whereas it is crucial that all women in our state and the city of Helena take an active role in learning the symptoms and risk factors associated with gynecological cancers, developing healthy habits, and undergoing regular medical examinations so that any occurrence of these diseases may be detected in their early and treatable stages. And whereas we reflect upon the memory of those lost to these diseases, the bravery of those currently battling those diseases, and the need for increased awareness, screening, and research so that the women of our state and the city of Helena might be spared from them in the future. And encourage of all citizens to work together to raise awareness of gynecological cancers. And now, therefore, J. Brian Puckett, Mayor of the City of Helena, Alabama, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month throughout the city and encourage all residents of the City of Helena to work together to raise awareness of gynecological cancers, and do commend this observance to all our citizens. Next on our agenda is another proclamation declaring September 17th through the 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week. And Brian, you're going to read that.
I'll read that. Whereas September the 17th, 2025 marks the 237th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion. And Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September the 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Helena, Alabama, that we hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained.
Okay, I believe we have visitors with us for this.
We're from the Cahaba chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, and we're just so happy that y'all have proclaimed this Constitution Week. And just remember, the Constitution, whatever little kerfuffle y'all have, was nothing like the men who made the Constitution. I think the heat finally brought them together because they couldn't stand it anymore.
Do you mind stating your names?
I'm sorry. I'm Rhonda Beach, and this is my daughter, Rebecca Beach.
And we would like for you to have this proclamation. And just a little tidbit, I am a member of the DAR, an inactive member, but maybe I'll start being active again. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. I mean, we're covering a lot of territory, guys. Next on our agenda is the approval or denial of her accepting the hot board resignation from Billy Rosner. I think he stressed to us how much he's enjoyed being on the hot board, and the hot board's really enjoyed having him on there. But he is asked to be removed because he's going to have other duties before too
I
long.
don't think anybody wants to accept
Huh?
that, but I said, I don't think any of us want to accept
We
it.
don't. That's just it. Can I say deny?
Because that is a great board and they have a great thing going, but I guess we'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay, we've had a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second. Roll call vote, Madison. Yes.
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 All right, Billy, you are relieved of your hot board duties
In that capacity.
in that capacity. We still want you down there volunteering. Next is our period of public comment, which is 3 minutes per resident to sign, who signed in with the clerk. We only have one person on there, and that is Tom Stansberry. So Tom, if you would like to come forward. And just
Thank you, Madam
yeah,
President.
state your name and address if you don't mind.
Tom Stanberry, 146 Cedar Bend Drive. I want to take a moment to draw attention for the team board and the freedom that we have to speak at public meetings. I hope that you will take advantage of that when issues come up before the city that are important to you. The Jill Jones's presentation was fabulous. I would like for the city to look at maybe an adjoining or an attending program to encourage private property owners to not have their yard soaked in insecticides. I know we can't disallow that, but to encourage that to happen, I think it would help our overall health of our city. Letters of commendation. This is the second time in 2 months that our fire department employees, personnel, and the police department personnel have saved someone's life. And that is so important. I was here at the budget hearing last week, and I know that both departments have asked for more personnel to provide even higher service and possibly more better outcomes. I hope that the city council will take all of those asks to heart and pass as many as you can, and maybe cut out some of the fluff of the Helena magazine. What's concerning is the difference in the budget, the increase from 12.1 million to 16.7 million. Where's that money coming from? I hope that you will find out and verify all of those dollars. So going forward, we have a really good balanced budget, and we don't have any surprises at the end of next year or the year after. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tom. All right, and that brings us to our council comments. Hal, I'll start with you.
Charlie, congratulations, and congratulations to your parents as well. I know that was a big team effort there, but that's an amazing honor that you bring to the city and to your family and to the whole community. So thank you. Also, I get asked a question by the Boy Scouts about what's the most important thing a city can do. And, hearing saving lives has to be the number one for the most important thing dollar for dollar a city could possibly do. So again, thank you to our first responders for the job they do every day.
like you said, congratulations to Charlie. I mean, we've gotten to know Charlie over the last 2 years, 3 years,
2.
2 years on teen council. Time flies.
This is our 3rd year.
But it's been great, and congratulations on that, and look forward to seeing you go to the next level. Also, like you said, thanks for our first responders. That is a huge undertaking, those departments, and they do a great job. And like Tom said, 2 lives in 2 months is pretty impressive for anybody. So that's it.
Thank you. Well, like I said, they always say all the things, but tonight's made me very proud to be a part of the Helena community. We do have so many wonderful things happening, and we have our first responders. We have people who care. Teen Council, you know how I feel about you. Charlie, when do you go to competition for Miss Alabama? March? Okay, I'll be there. You know that. But we're very proud of you for sure. If you were here for our work session, you know, we discussed having a special call meeting toward the end of this week, and that will be on our website 24 hours in advance. And so I'm not going to say when it is, but it's either going to be Wednesday or Thursday of this week. But we will have that on there 24 hours in advance of that. Okay. And thank you all for being here. And if there's nothing else, then this meeting is adjourned.
No, that should be it. I had it right here. Huh? We go grab. I would assume. I haven't seen it, so I can't verify. Let's hope.
We'll just put a Skylar. That's right. Okay. I speak female. You get to give it to him. Tyler. Skylar said she was in between of them. Yeah. You get the picture. Like, put this in the background right here. Let's get it on over. How do we do it? Like, you got it. That's what I was. Oh, yeah, you know what's on. Yeah. Going above and beyond was your life saving.
Let me get out of the way.
Yes. That's what you were asking.
I just want to say thank you for your service.
Thank you. Go defense mode.
Yes, could I please take a photo with you guys? If you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Hold on, let me move this.
boyfriend's father works for Vestavia.
Hey, oh, you kidding? Oh, tell your brother I said hello. I'm going to see you. Your partner Haywood says hello. As soon as you looked up, you look just like your dad.
Congratulations again. You must be so proud. Yeah, so.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Yeah.